Hello everybody, I am Anon E. Moose, and welcome back to Mount and Blade Warband. When we last left off, let's see what happened, because I honestly don't remember. It's been a while since I last recorded. Quest. Oh yeah, we're getting soldiers. Alright. So, we have about the number he was looking for, which is good. I am upset that I can't use this, so I'm gonna make it to where I can use that. Because, I'm strong enough to lift, like, at least one axe. At least one. Do I have a horse, actually? You almost always start with one. I just wanted to double check, because I honestly, picked the stuff at the beginning completely at random, so, yeah, may not have, I'll get surgery. Surgery is your best friend in this game. You should get a companion who can do that, and I'll go over companions when we get there. But it is your friend to have surgery, because as you can see up there, it prevents people. It gives people a chance of not dying when they get hit, and that is insanely useful, especially late game where you don't exactly you can't just throw soldiers at it till it stops. So, with that being said, let's go back to friggin' what's his face? Oh yeah, I think I won the tournament but didn't get that much money. Well, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Is there an NPC companion here? Okay, yeah. Okay, this is an example of what I'm talking about with an NPC companion. So if I talk to her, hello there, from the looks of you, I'd say you expect to get to some fights in the near future. Why is she Cockney? We're in the middle of England. Wait, actually, that would make perfect sense. Never mind. Continue. Are you by any chance looking for some help? I could be. What's your story? Well, sir, as long as I can remember, I've had a weakness for petty things, pretty things, and it's gotten me into trouble, you see. I grew up in Malaya, yeah, that's actually a place here, in the game here. As a bonded servant working alongside my mother in the kitchens, I would amuse myself by hunting mice through the pantries and sculleries. So good at it that I put the castle cats out of a job, and eventually the little realised I might be employed to track down bigger game on certain errands of a type, but perhaps better left unsaid. Needless to say, I found a number of opportunities to avail myself of trinkets that formerly belonged to my lord's enemies, so I was able to buy myself out of bondage and find hire as a free agent. My last job was here in Shariz. Unfortunately, my last employer's wife had a lovely amulet of a kind I simply could not resist. She doesn't know it's missing yet. She might soon. So tell me, if you're looking for helpers, I'm sure. I may not know how to read or write, but I know the quickest way to a man's heart is between his fourth and fifth rib, if you understand me. I can throw knives in addition to stabbing with them, and I'm slippery as quicksilver. You'll find me useful in a fight. Alright. 200. No, yeah, you know what? That's fair. Here you go. Okay, so I just hired an NPC companion. So what she'll do is she won't steal my stuff, by the way. So it's essentially functions like I'll go and talk to this guy, but talk about it while because all this is just tutorial junk. I basically just got to go hunt down the bandits that took his brother. So NPC companions, it basically functions like any other soldier, but with one key difference. If I go here, notice how she has the 100% health just like me. And if I talk to her, let me see her equipment. Unlike other soldiers, now you can do this with other soldiers, like see their equipment and compare it to your own, but you can't change it. Here, though, I could, if I want to, for example, I could give her this axe. I'm gonna give it to myself, though. So she's currently using a dagger and throwing knives. So yeah, I could actually give her equipment, like special equipment, just to be nice, and even better, I can level up her skills custom. What this means is, earlier I was talking about how you would want an NPC companion to be a doctor. Like if I wanted to, every time she leveled up, I could train up her skill in the medical practices, and make her useful that way. And she could do various other tasks for you too that I'll get into later. Now here's the problem though. Soldiers, as long as you feed them and pay them, they don't really care. But with NPC companions, based on their personalities, they have different wants, desires, and needs. And that is very important for you to take into account, because if you don't make your NPC companions happy, then you aren't happy. Savvy? I was trying to remember like something I wanted to do, but I was distracted. I'm gonna sell off these furs because they're just a good, which means all they're good for is giving you money. And money makes the world go round. So he doesn't have enough money to pay that, so I'll simply bankrupt you and then go to the other guy. There you go. Yeah, merchants do only have so much money, so it's good to take that into account, I'll say. Alright. Well, let's go attack some bandits then. What do you want? I've been looking for you. Yeah, you have to actually fight these guys. Blue enemies mean it's a quest. Excuse me. Yeah, friggin' trying to sit out the battle while your allies friggin' charge to their deaths. I don't fucking think so. Bench. Alright, see, these guys knows what's up. You guys are getting promoted. Actually, it's funny I say that. One key mechanic of this game is that, see, I just recruited militia, but you might have noticed back in the tavern there was a mercenary I could have hired. They start out stronger, but they're very expensive. Meanwhile, these militia guys were literally cheap as dirt, pretty much. There's literally nothing cheaper in the game than friggin' some cheap militia. But in addition to being cheap, I can upgrade them to be just as strong, if not better, than those mercenaries, and it'll cost me a lot less in the long run. Alright, she's throwing some knives. So I got a ninja. That's gonna be my headcanon. She's a ninja. So, yeah, I'll take it. Alright. I lost one of my guys, but that's fine. Oh, spare me life. Let me go, and I'll go far away from here, learn an honest trade, and you'll never hear from me again. I'll spare your life, but in exchange I want information. Either you or your mates kidnapped the brother of a prominent merchant in town. Tell me where you're hiding him, and give me your word that you'll stop troubling the people of these parts, and you can go free. Oh, bless you, sir, bless you. We've done the lad no harm. We've been keeping him in our hideout near Anasudai. I'll describe the area nearby in detail. There's no mistaking it. There we go. Okay, I got prisoner management, so I can actually take these guys prisoners. There's multiple things they can do, and I'll try to go over each of them, but I may forget one, just because, I'm not perfect. What does more okay, friggin', I'll leave these here then. I do want a hat, though, and I'll get one for, friggin', I already forgot her name. Oh, I'm stupid. Alright, I'll definitely take this, though, because, it's way better than my current junk. Look at how fancily I'm dressed. These are really good knives. I'll take one of these. I mean, it's not as good as my axe, but, what's her face could probably use it. 23, 16, 20. Okay. That should be it then. Here's an example of all the things I was just talking about. So now they are Serenade footmen. They use actual swords and shields rather than just, picks and clubs like they were using before. And Claythe, that was her name. I always get her confused with Katrin, another NPC companion, so that's part of the reason I was so confused. Okay, take this. You lose a little bit of leg armor, but you got a lot of body armor, so I think it balances out. Here's a hat. And 2720, 22. Yeah, this is way better, so take this. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Alright. Alright, I think that... God, that is a big knife! That is a big knife! It's like the size of her thigh! Yeah, that would suck to get stabbed with. Alright. No, didn't mean to spittle so much there. That was disgusting. Alright. So, what you can do with these prisoners. I'll go ahead and head over to the bandit lair. I don't want to friggin' dawdle too long. Ainasudi, right there. Alright. So, what they're actually good for. Now, early game, I recommend just selling them. You can find ransom brokers in the taverns, sell your prisoners to make a quick buck, and that is arguably the best thing to do. However, hang on, never mind. Sorry, I got distracted. So selling them for money is arguably the best thing you can do, but it's also a very viable option. But I don't particularly recommend it early game, where you can recruit them into your party. Now, this is really good if you're currently on several war missions and you just want some expendable cannon fodder. However, especially in the case of bandits, although like recruited prisoners of war serve the same function, another problem that presents itself is the fact that, to put it simply, once all is said and done, you're gonna have an issue of freaking them trying to run, especially if your party's really big, because you can't keep track of everyone. So I'm gonna go after this one actually. That was awesome. So yeah, it's good if you just need some expendable cannon fodder, but I would recommend. Something just fell from my top shelf onto my friggin' is the bag that my headset came out of actually. Sorry, I'm really easily distracted. In case you couldn't tell, sorry about that. That's gonna be a running problem. Anyway, so yeah, that's they'll try to run from you basically, and that's a problem for obvious reasons. Okay, I think that guy might have just died, so let's get revenge for our fallen comrade. So, expendable cannon fodder during times of war, but in times like this where I'm not really allied with anyone and I'm not going to be seeing combat too often, then, feel free to just friggin' go crazy. Alright, there's the merchant's brother. Yo! Thank you, sir, for rescuing me from these fiends. Did my brother and Shariz put you on their track? Yes, I told them that I'll find you. I advise you to return your family as quick as you can. Be careful on the road. Alright, and yeah, it's really good, in case you couldn't tell, to friggin' invade these places and take their gear. So I'll take this woolen hat. I could take one for... Yeah, actually, I'll go ahead and take one for what's-her-face. Some hatchets, but it's not as good as my current axe. I prefer one-handed weapons personally, but sometimes you gotta. I will get some nomad armor for her though. 14, I'll take those. 12, it'll be a good second best. Think everything else is fine. All right. Oh, as a side note, I don't know if I ever actually stated this, but you might have noticed already, but just in case. Throwing weapon, like all ranged weapons, do replenish themselves, so do not be afraid to freaking waste a few shots. Like, you don't gotta freaking target lock. Oh, actually, she already has really good boots. You don't have to be afraid to freaking, don't feel like you have to target lock, because, precious ammo. Like, in the middle of battle, it obviously goes down, but, once all said and done, you're fine. So I think that's about it for this episode. We kidnapped some looters, took some prisoners, recruited a new friend, and took down the bandits. I think in the next episode we'll return to Shariz and go see about our next job. See you guys then.